Hey guys, it's Gail with Everything Nash here with the fabulous Zach Williams. How are you today, my friend?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. We have a lot to talk about. Looking for you. No big deal. Dolly Parton on it. I want the story behind that song. First of all, the inspiration for the song. And then I think she invited herself to be on it. Is that correct?
Yeah. So the just kind of the story behind the song is, I think this record for me kind of symbolizes all the struggles and the years and the miles and the hills and valleys and all these roads that I've been on to kind of be where I'm at today. And there was a time in my life for a number of years that I just searched for something to try to fill this void in my life, this hole in my life. And for years, it was drugs and alcohol and relationships and material things and money, fortune, fame, you name it. And uh, my dad used to always tell me that there was nothing that could fix what was going on in my life but Jesus. And at the time, when he would tell me those things, that I really didn't want to hear him, even though I knew it was true. And I remember hearing this old saying: "So the first place you find something is always the last place you look for it." And I really was like, I was at this place in my life where I was like, I've tried everything else except for Jesus. Like, and I remember just, asking the Lord to come into my life and to save me. And in that moment, just realizing like all my life, I've been looking for you. And I could look back on all these years of my life and see where he had worked in my life and kept me safe and done these things in my life. And so, um, that lyric in the chorus, down 100 highways of empty pursuit, 1,000 foolish things I went through. I didn't know it back then, but now I do. I was looking for you. The 100 highways is where I got the title of the record, and so that kind of became the theme track of the whole album. And we were shooting Dolly's Christmas special a couple years back, and we were in Gatlinburg, and she asked me what I was working on, and I told her about the song, and she asked me to play it. As I was playing it, she was humming along and singing little harmony parts, and then by the end of the song, she was wiping tears from her eyes, and she told me that it was beautiful, and she asked me why I didn't ask her to sing on it. And I said, well, I didn't know if you'd want to. And she said, I think we did pretty good on the first one. So when we were getting ready to kind of get this song together and decide what we were going to do to finish this record out, I said, Dolly mentioned she wanted to sing on this, so I think if she's still interested, we give her a shot, and see what happens with it. So we called her on a Friday, and she sent me back the song on a Monday. So it was awesome.
So you and Dolly Parton are basically BFFs now.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. Kind of
I mean,
crazy.
you did do so well with There Was Jesus. So, I mean,
Mhm.
maybe there could be a Zach and Dolly album together. I'm just saying.
I would do it in a heartbeat. She did mention to me that she wanted to do a gospel record one day, and she said, if I do a gospel record, you'd be perfect to do one with. And I was like, let's do it.
Wow. Okay. So it's part of you. You did 100 Highways, the album, and then you did the extended edition of it. Why did you want to do that as opposed to just doing all new material?
Well, I wasn't quite ready to let go of this record yet, and the new material that I'm working on didn't really feel like it belonged on the 100 highways. Kind of, uh, I would say, just that those songs didn't feel like they would go together. So I had this new version with Dolly. I had this song that I had written with Lee Bryce, and I didn't want to go out and re-record a bunch of songs and make it the traditional deluxe where you go add 5 or 6 songs and then release a new CD and all that. I was like, let's just put a couple songs out, um, these new versions, and we'll just do it digitally. And then by the fall this year, I'll have some new material out that I'm working on. So.
And then we'll talk again, obviously.
Mhm.
One of the things I love about you is you're a Christian artist and you've been so vocal about your previous struggles with addiction. And you have a new book out also. Can you just talk about that and your decision to be so open about it?
Well, I just think for me, um, I've always tried to be transparent with my story and my struggles. I feel like for myself anyway, there's been a lot of healing in that. Just to have it all out there and be no secrets about where I was or who I was. And I think anybody that listens to my music is already kind of figuring that out. That I've gone through some stuff in my life, but if anything, I think sharing that story with people allows them to heal as well, and allows them to see that, hey, if God can take a guy like Zach Williams and clean him up and use his mess for a message, he can do it for anybody. And so I wanted to write this book, that gave people hope. I meet a lot of moms and dads out on the road who's got sons and daughters who strayed away or have been raised in church, or they're on a path that they weren't raised to live on. And I just want to, I want to be living proof to people that, that a prodigal, does return home. And so that was really it with this book.
Hmm. You, if I'm right in your story, you were on the road and you heard the Big Daddy Weave song Redeemed. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you ever gone down the path of what if I hadn't heard that song? Does your mind ever go there?
Yeah, absolutely. I think about it all the time. I think about what if I, hadn't heard the song. What if I, you know, there's a lot of what ifs, but I feel like, I think about it. I think about it all the time. Like, what if I hadn't hurt my ankle in college? What would I be doing now? Would I even picked up a guitar? But I think, for me, just I'm I'm still learning this, but it's just God has a plan, and I think if we can stay behind Him, and let Him lead the way. For me, that was my whole problem with most of my life. I tried to do the things that I thought I was supposed to be doing in my life, and not listening or following what the Lord said I needed to be doing. And so I'm kind of in that place of my life right now where um, I'm just doing what I feel like God asked me to do.
Awesome. So your publicist, who I adore, sent me your talk points, and I was like, well, I don't know if I really need them. But then I looked at them, and oh my goodness, Zach, your success with streaming, with videos, it's like rivaling big pop artists. Can you talk about that a little bit? Because I was like, I feel like I know you, but I was shocked when I saw those numbers.
Well, I don't know those numbers either. For one, I don't pay attention to them most of the time. But that's pretty cool. Um, I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously there's been some success. It happened really quick. I remember when me and my wife moved to Tennessee. I remember taking meetings with managers and lawyers and people like that. And, I was working at a church, had a steady income. I was, had insurance, and I was about to leave all of it to move to Nashville and, chase a dream again. One that I'd honestly kind of really given up on. And I just remember a lot of people saying, don't get your hopes up. This could take years and years and years. And I just remember me and my wife saying, God's going to have to do it quick. Like, it's going to have to happen quick, or it's not going to happen, because I don't have that time. I was almost 40 years old when I signed my deal. So, and that was the thing. Like, we just believed that God had me on this fast track for these songs and these things, and we were believing in, big things to come. And, still are. That doesn't mean there's not some highs and lows, but, yeah, I mean, it's been pretty crazy the last 6 years, 7 years, and just seeing what has happened. But I'm grateful to be here. I'm excited. So
I love that you just said that you were 40 when you signed your deal, because it just goes to show that God's not a respecter of age.
no, that's the thing. And I mean, most people wouldn't know that. They just see you for the first time when you pop on the scene, and they think you're like overnight, but they don't know that there was a 20-year grind to get to that place. So
Right. Okay, so you're touring now, touring through the rest of the year. What are your tour plans?
I'm on this. This will be the last time I tour on this 100 Highways record. I've got like 15, 16 more shows on this tour, and then a little time off in the summer. Got some festivals and fairground stuff that we're playing, and then in the fall I go out. Um, I've got a tour going to be called Revival Nights, Zach Williams Revival Nights tour, and I've got Kane, Matt Maher, and Ben Fuller on that tour with me, and then I turn around and do Toby Mac and Mercy Me in November, and then I'm taking the rest of the year off after that. So be the first time I've not done a Christmas tour, so it'll be kind of nice to have the rest of the year off.
Well, I'm sure your family is appreciative of that.
Yes, yes.
All right, my friend, always good to see you. Thank you so much. And I'm going to be looking forward to talking to you when that new album comes out.
All righty, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Zach. Bye,
See
friend.
ya.